G'day guys, Solid here. Hope you're all doing well. It's time for an adventure news quickie, and it looks like Aprilia has been caught testing a middleweight adventure bike out in the wild, and it looks like it's aimed straight at the Tenere 700. So this is very exciting news in the adventure world, so let's get straight into the details. So let's start with the hard facts about what we know about this bike, and we don't know much. So the only real fact we know about this motorcycle is that it's using the parallel twin 660cc motor out of the RS660. Now in that particular motorbike, the engine makes 100 horsepower. I don't expect this adventure bike to make those same peak figures. In fact, if Aprilia are halfway smart, they will detune this engine a bit and focus on that low to mid-range performance rather than peak power figures. So as you know, the low to mid-range is much better for off-road usability. So I expect Aprilia probably will do that, given their off-road heritage and their Dakar knowledge from previous years. Other than that, we really don't know too much about the bike other than what we can gather from this single spy shot. So we can see that it's got proper 21-inch and 17-inch spoke wheels, so that really signifies what the purpose of this bike is. We can also see it looks like it's got pretty decent ground clearance. To me, the silhouette looks very similar to a Tenere 700, so we're clearly getting a fairly dirt-capable adventure bike here, which is very exciting. It looks like Aprilia aren't going the soft roader route. They're actually going for a proper dirt-capable adventure bike, which is always what I like to see. We can also see that it's got twin front discs up front, so it looks like we're going to get decent brakes. The front fairing looks very similar to the Tenere 700, bare bones, small screen, very sleek and slim. In fact, the whole bike looks quite slim and fairly light for a middleweight, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the fairly low 200 kilos here for the weight. I would be very surprised if they make it under the 200 kilos. In fact, I would be downright impressed. I'll hope and cross my fingers that it will be, but I doubt that it will. So what else can we see here? Well, not much. The exhaust is routed under the engine by the looks of it there, so that's pretty common for adventure bikes. We can also see that the handlebars look like they're fairly raised here. Either that's quite a short rider, or the handlebars have quite a good height to them straight out of the gate. You've got a good adventure position there for when you're standing up on the pegs. I think this will be more of an up-spec version of the Tenere 700. So for those of you looking for a bit more performance and a bit more panache than a 700 Tenere, but they don't want a butt-ugly 790 from KTM, then you have this Italian Stallion as the other option. So it's quite exciting news. And why do I say exciting news? Well, I really feel like for the longest time, the manufacturers have focused on the massive overweight adventure bikes. And it's really exciting to see the middleweight adventure category heat up. We've got the 790, the Tenere 700, and now this 660 from Aprilia. So it's really great to see. And I'm hoping that what happened with the big adventure bikes happens with the middleweight market. It gets saturated and overpopulated. So that will force the manufacturers to shift their gaze to the small adventure bike market. And of course, we've already got plenty in that realm, but we don't have any premium bikes. So my hope is they start looking to premium small capacity adventure bikes, as I'd really like to see something in the 150 kilo range, as I think that would be the sweet spot. A very difficult target, I know, but I would love to see it. Let me know what you think down below as well. So what are my thoughts about the Aprilia? Well, my second ever bike was an RS125 two-stroke, so I do have to admit to some amount of nostalgia here. But in saying that, it only ever worked when it wanted to. It was very temperamental, so while I loved the bike, it was very finicky. The electrics did let me down quite a lot. So that's my concern here. Given that this was a bike from 20 years ago, so Aprilia might have fixed all those problems, but that's always my concern with these Italian motorcycles, is that will these high-end components and the electrics stand up to the continued abuse? Now, in saying that, Aprilia does have some pretty decent Dakar heritage and some off-road chops here. They're not unfamiliar with making some fairly durable adventure bikes and off-road motorcycles. So I do think that given that Aprilia have been really knocking it out of the park with their road bikes lately, I don't see how they're not really going to make a fantastic adventure bike. It's just I'm a little hesitant to see the quality control on the electronics, but other than that, I think this could be a pretty great Italian stallion adventure bike. I know there's a lot of people out there that want something that's a little nicer than the Tenere 700, but not quite so butt ugly as that KTM 790 Adventure. So now we have option number 3, so it's pretty exciting news. So let me know what you think about this middleweight from Aprilia. Are you excited? Does it get your pants tight, or do you not give a crap? And also for you guys that do own Aprilias, let me know how you found the bikes reliability wise, as I'm sure a lot of people will want to know. And until next time, guys, don't forget to hit that like button, maybe share it around with your friends, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And until next time, guys, get out there on the dirt and have some fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Catch you later.